This session introduces supplier asset classification and how this impacts our work on projects. During and after the delivery of capital work schemes, we often have a significant number of issues. We have to resurvey and reinterpret delivered schemes to support their introduction into operations. We expend significant effort to find and interpret scheme data, often after the project team have moved on to other schemes. At times, we even need additional works to support scheme operation, and we often need to enter asset data manually. This causes several issues, both with the accuracy and completeness of data. Data entry is often incomplete and poorly reflects the build scheme. In many cases, over 40% of data collected on an asset during the project phase is missing in the operational phase. There is significant delay in information, often over 18 months after handover, because it has to be added manually to operational systems. This means that asset data can't always be trusted and fails to fully support operation and event management. We have published the FCRM asset data requirements on the Internet. Suppliers and other stakeholders who create asset information and data can use these standards to deliver information in a format that can be directly integrated in Environment Agency asset management systems. We have also published standards for CAD drawings and 3D models produced by our supply chain. These standards are mandatory for capital projects so that all drawings and models designed by the supply chain will be produced in a consistent way, no matter where the project is or who is delivering it. These changes make it easier for us to review schemes as they are developed, and the consistent format makes it possible to simplify the way we capture asset information for operational use when a project is completed. Based on the Data Requirement Library and the CAD and Object standards, suppliers are required to produce a drawing that provides information about the assets delivered by a scheme, including data about the assets they're constructing. This is called the Supplier Asset Classification drawing, and is produced during the development of the preferred option prior to full business case. The Supplier Asset Classification is then reviewed by senior users and asset performance teams, so they can provide comments and eventually accept the final design. During construction, the Supplier Asset Classification drawing is updated to reflect any as-built and as-commissioned changes made. After completion of the scheme and before handover, supplier asset data from the Supplier Asset Classification drawing is added directly to AIMS O and M for review and acceptance by the senior users and asset performance team. The introduction of Supplier Asset Classification will enable us to better influence the designs before acceptance. It allows us to remove the need to manually input data into AIMS and gives us the opportunity to review the data in AIMS before the project team have departed, which improves the quality and completeness of asset data. The Supplier Asset Classification process aligns to the Standard Project Management Handbook and Stage Gateway process. During the detailed design phase, before completion of the full business case at Gateway 3, the designer is responsible for producing asset classification drawings and issuing them to the project manager. They review and distribute the drawings to the project's senior users and asset performance teams for review. They either accept the drawing or return it to the designer with feedback. The same process occurs during construction, with the lead contractor responsible for producing the Supplier Asset Classification drawings to reflect any changes made during the construction phase. At Gateway 5, data is directly transferred from the Supplier Asset Classification to AIM O and M, so that senior users and asset performance teams are responsible for reviewing and accepting data, rather than collecting and inputting it. Using the Supplier Asset Classification during project delivery will provide substantial benefits to the way data and information is disseminated both to the project team during delivery and operational teams following completion. It will enable better engagement with senior users and asset performance teams, facilitating the review and acceptance of proposals from the project delivery teams. As a result, proposals will be better understood and accepted before full business case. It allows suppliers to update scheme data as the design and construction progresses. Senior users will be better informed about scheme details and able to react better to any scheme changes. And it enables us to significantly improve the quality and completeness of our asset data. This will result in the removal of mundane work and rework, and data entry tasks, which are universally not liked. Entry into AIMS will be substantially automated, allowing us to focus on data quality and completeness. This will reduce the time required to collect asset data and the cost associated with this exercise. It will significantly reduce the time delay between a capital scheme being completed and the asset data being transferred to existing asset management systems. Overall, it will result in better asset data for completed schemes that is reliable and can be trusted. This will improve operational performance for both everyday asset maintenance and asset operation during events.